Hello everyone, you're watching Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Tickets experiencing much longer than normal wait times for non-emergencies. School and Walmart evacuated in Caledon following bomb threat. Man arrested after alleged assault of parking enforcement officer. Police release catch photos of boy wanted in 6 alleged sexual assaults in Toronto's East End. What people in Ontario need to know about new credit card surcharges. School board apologizes after 4-year-old picking students walks home alone during lunch. Man wanted in string of bank robberies in downtown Toronto and Ronsfells.
Those were the headlines, and now let's jump right into the details.
A man has been charged in connection with the alleged assault of a parking enforcement officer in Toronto's West End on Tuesday. Police say that around 5:30 p.m. a male driver assaulted a parking enforcement officer that was conducting rush hour enforcement near Eglinton Avenue West and Oakwood Avenue. The enforcement officer allegedly asked the driver, who had stopped at a posted no stopping rush hour route, to move along, but the driver did not move the vehicle. The officer wrote a ticket and the driver then allegedly exited his vehicle and hit the officer's hand, knocking the ticket issuance device to the ground. Police say the driver remained at the location until police officers arrived. Shayes Brackman, 33, of Binbrook, Ontario, was arrested and charged with assault of a peace officer. He was released and is scheduled to appear in court on November 4th. Businesses in Ontario will be allowed to pass on credit card fees to customers starting on Thursday. The change comes as part of settlement in recent multi-million-dollar class action lawsuit involving Visa and MasterCard. While it was never illegal in Ontario for businesses to pass on credit card fees to customers, Visa and MasterCard had their own rules against surcharging, which merchants were required to follow. The Canadian Federal of Independent Businesses told CTV News Toronto there are few things businesses and consumers in Ontario need to know before the new rules come into effect on October 6th. Firstly, businesses must notify the credit card network at least 30 days before starting to surcharge. They must also post notice they are surcharging and the amounts of any surcharges at point of sale, as well as clearly itemize any surcharges on receipts. According to the CFIB, the maximum surcharge customers can be charged is capped off 2.4%. Businesses are also required to clearly itemize in a dollar figure the cost of surcharge on receipts. The CFIB said a recent survey of its members in Ontario found that 19% of merchants intend to use the new power to surcharge. A further 24% said they will surcharge only if their competitors or suppliers do. According to the survey, 40% of small firms in Ontario told the CFIB they are not sure if they will begin adding a surcharge, and 17% said they don't intend on doing it. Police have re-released photos along with a composite sketch of an underage suspect who they now believe is responsible for a half-dozen alleged sexual assaults on trails in Toronto's East End. Investigators initially released images of a teenage boy on August 4 through a judicial authorization, which expired 4 days later on August 8. Since then, 2 more sexual assaults of a similar nature have occurred in the area of Birchmount Road and St. Clair Avenue East, and police say they believe the same suspect is responsible for those incidents as well. On September 6th at about 3 p.m. a woman was seated on a park bench when a teenage boy on a bike approached her. He then reportedly engaged the woman in conversation before sexually assaulting her. The suspect fled toward the intersection of Birchmount Road and St. Clair Avenue East on his bike. A second woman was then sexually assaulted just hours later at 6:20 p.m. while walking on the East Dawn Trail. Police said in this case a boy approached the woman from the rear while riding bicycle and sexually assaulted her. The previous 4 sexual assaults date back to the summer. All of those incidents took place along trails in Scarborough and involved the suspect who fled the scene on a bike. He was described as 5 foot to 5 foot 4, 15 to 16-year-old with a slim to medium build and short brown, possibly curly hair. The suspect, who was last seen wearing a red t-shirt with a black cartoon logo and black or brown knee-length cargo shorts and a dark backpack, reportedly has one of front tooth that is shorter than the other. A new judicial authorization is now allowing Toronto police to once again share images of the suspect. This order will expire on Monday, October 19 at noon or until the young person is apprehended. A Caledon secondary school and a nearby Walmart were both evacuated on Wednesday after a bomb threat. Ontario Provincial Police Inspector Mary Louise Kearns says that police were first notified of the threat at Mayfield Secondary School just before noon. She said that a decision was then made to evacuate the school and search the premises to ensure there were no explosives located inside. Police were still searching the building at 5 p.m. It is a 250,000 square foot school with approximately 1,900 students, so you can imagine this has taken an immense amount of work, Karen said. A number of area roads were closed as a result of the police investigation, and parents were asked to pick up their children from the nearby James Grieve Public School. Karen said that a number of emergency services participate in the response, including Peel Regional Police, as the Walmart is located within their jurisdiction. Our focus, as was the school staff, was to make sure the students were safe, and they did a tremendous job doing that. I definitely appreciate that patience of the parents and the community, she said. The investigation into who called in the bomb threat remains ongoing. Longer than normal wait times should be expected at the emergency department at Toronto's Hospital for Sick Children. On Tuesday evening, Sick Kids tweeted, its emergency department is experiencing extremely high patient volumes and much longer than normal wait times for non-emergent issues. Dr. Jason Fisher, Division Head of Emergency Medicine at Sick Kids, said an overwhelming number of patients are currently visiting the hospital due to viral season and a lack of primary caregivers. We are seeing lots of viruses circulating. Kids are getting coughs, colds, and fevers, but the second issue is that there's just a lack of access to care. We are hearing from families that they are having trouble accessing their primary care, their family doctor, their pediatrician. Their local urgent cares are busy. Their local emergency departments are busy, Fisher told CP24 Wednesday morning. He said the hospital has experienced wait times up to 12 hours, which can vary depending on the time of the day. As everyone knows, patients don't all arrive nicely spaced out throughout the course of the day, and if we have a large volume of patients arriving in the late evening, wait times can be 3 to 4 times what we would normally expect, he said. In its tweet, the hospital said that it will continue to treat the Sick Kids patients first. Sick Kids also advised visitors to come prepared with water bottles, nut-free snacks, phone chargers, and entertainment. The study led by Unity Health Toronto, a non-profit research institute, found the number of family physicians who stopped working doubled between March and September 2020 compared to the same time period in 2019. Fisher also recommends that parents get their children vaccinated against both the flu and COVID-19 to reduce their chances of illness, and to use online resources to assess their child's symptoms.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.